front piece. You've got your lines drawn at 12 inches for the bust and 18. It's a little high for the waist, but don't follow this line for your waist, students. You want to make sure that your waist is dotted in at the actual waist, okay? So this is just a guideline to help you keep your lines perpendicular and parallel to the floor. So I can just temporarily place a pin here, and I'm gonna drape my muslin up to the neckline on center front and get rid of a lot of this excess. I'll put another pin around the apex just to hold the muslin into place, and here on the side panel. Okay, so we're going to temporarily cut closer to the neck so we can get rid of some of this excess muslin, and not quite marking the shoulder yet, but just let it fall into place and give yourself a couple of clips to get it close to the neckline. We're going to alter this design line when we get the shawl collar drape in there. Okay, so for now, just leave the extra to the right. We do need all of this muslin left in place, so don't cut this away. Okay. There is a tuck at the princess line. So in order to get a closer fit, just kind of let your muslin like gently fall. Don't tug on it, don't get it too tight. And then once you get this draping nicely, you can create a tuck right on your princess line. Don't pin it to the form. Just create a couple of pins at and maybe an inch or so above and below the waist, just to keep this muslin, give it a little bit of a fit. Okay, and then this line is going to become your seam later on. All right. I'm going to lower this a little bit so I can get up to the shoulder. And at this point, you can start on your back. That's your 20 by 14. I've got my shoulder pad underneath here to give this support, so that's going to help keep my my dart from being necessary. So again, with your draping tape, you're going to line this mark. This is your center back line, the 1 inch in. Okay, with the neck. And don't go all the way down into the neck. We may want a little of the stand here for our shawl, so leave some of that excess up here to attach to your collar later. Okay, so now, again, bringing this just real gently down to the waist at the side seam where it wants to fall, and then you can pin in your back waist dart on the princess line. So find your princess line and drape that dart in. Okay. Slash up towards your waist. And I have a lot of extra here, so I'm gonna get rid of a lot of this fabric. Make sure you have a big inch past your waist and your side seam. And I'm gonna get rid of some of this. Okay. So check all your lines there, get your side seams together. Keep this line together with the bust tape at the side seam. And then just as usual, you can either fold and pin, or you can rub with a pencil to get your side seams. Okay, now this next step of the armhole, I'm right now dotting in my waist. This next step with the armhole, we can either use tape or we can use pencil marks. But if you liked using the tape last week, let's do that so you can see the visual from there. And then my dart ends 1 inch below the arm plate. Okay, I'm gonna mark where my neck is, mark where my shoulder is, which is gonna be a straight line from the neck because my pad's there, so I can't quite feel that, but, and then mark my front neckline for now. So I have that in place. Fold this back. And get my front shoulder mark as well. Okay, so we want to draw the armhole. Whether you decide the sleeve on this one is optional. We're gonna drape the sleeve next week, but the armhole we wanna get before we do anything further. So we wanna see what that looks like, because we've got the shoulder pad in there and it's gonna fall slightly differently than it would without a shoulder pad. Okay. So I can feel the ridge of the dress form right here. That's where my shoulder is. And then I'm gonna drop this a little bit more because this bishop sleeve is very, very full, and I don't want it to be tight under my arm. So it's looking like, on my form, it's looking like about 1.5 inches below the plate. And on your form, if it's square, you probably want 2 inches. If it's a round plate, you want about 1.5 inches, okay? Okay. So you'll tape that in, or draw your line. You're seeing that there's a little bit of a dart. Can you see that little bit of a dart falling in right there? Okay, that's desirable because when you have a sleeve sewn in, you need that for room, right? So let that dart fall in. You're not gonna sew it, but you're gonna mark it. Then it will be part of the fit of the sleeve. If you decide to go sleeveless for your final garment, then you're gonna need to get this armhole tighter, okay? But I would like you guys to try the bishop sleeve because it really is beautiful and graceful. And a lot of you were asking to drape the sleeve, so I would like to have that lesson next week performed by everyone that can, even though it does say optional. Okay, so is that enough for one set? Yeah. You want the circular peplum, or can you handle it? Yeah, I think we got enough for now. Okay, let's get started. We've got an hour to do this much of the drape. I want it left on the form so I can check it, and then we'll decide if we can take it off today or not, okay? All right.